Good morning, Azeroth. It is the 19th of May, 2025. Grab your morning beverage and welcome to the stream. We catch up with our Bountiful delves today, grabbing up some crests, see if we can get a few more bits of gear as we continue to attempt to take on the Underpin. Without any further ado, let's get stuck in. Hope we're all doing well today. It's the start of the week. You take it steady. Keep yourselves hydrated. You've got this. Alright, what's on the docket this morning? Greek Falls Rest. Earthcrawl Mines. Excavation Site 9. And the Skittering Breach. Let's get her going then. I still don't know if the Turbo Season has any bearing on the amount of crests we can acquire for our main hero upgrades. Suppose we'll find out when we get to the door. We do have our new hammer from the puzzling chips that we got from the weekly. There'll still be a couple more of those to get over the weeks. It seemed like 9 was the amount we could. And it's 7 on a free. Alright, so the cap's lifted, but we don't actually get any more. That's alright. Let's get ourselves in and going. I will go get him, Brent. Our new weapon does a lot of stacking damage that keeps going till the target goes down. Be a good test case seeing how it works in here. So I imagine it's going to be really, really useful for the Underpin. Yeah, Lee went far. Again, we had some difficulties with the stream towards the tail end of last week. Same OBS issue we've had before, where it just says, forbidden, you cannot stream, you're not allowed to stream, how dare you? And then it just inexplicably doesn't work. The only troubleshooting I found on the matter was reinstalling OBS, unlinking and relinking my YouTube account and stream key, trying to update OBS, uninstalling, reinstalling OBS, try and restart the computer, restart the internet, none of which ended up working. The only thing that did work is just a bit of time. Now, I imagine it doesn't seem like this is a Twitch issue. I expect if it was, we'd see a lot more troubleshooting thereof. So when it happens, unfortunately, it's just a matter of leaving it for... In that case, it didn't work for the evening, it didn't work the following morning, but then it decided to start working again that afternoon. So that's just going to be an issue we run into, and because there's so little about it, I don't quite know how to approach it, to be perfectly honest. So unfortunately, we'll just have to play it by ear when such happens. It's only the second time it's happened in the entirety of the time I've been streaming so far. Doesn't make it any less annoying or troublesome. To try at some point, I know, contacting OBS themselves. Simply don't see another way around it. I didn't make a community post about it because I wasn't quite up to doing so. But for the sake of transparency and what I mentioned on a few streams prior, family cat passed over the weekend. Was too ill, unable to eat, and to pop her down. So it's been a bit of a raw weekend for the better part of Saturday digging a grave and all of that. So I'm a little raw, but we keep going. We crack on. It's been over 16 years in the house where we've, you know, had cats, and now it's very notably empty by comparison. So everyone in the household is a little raw, but as I say, given that I'd missed... I was thinking pretty heavily of taking the day, but it's a bank holiday next week. And I'd already missed a couple of streams last week, just again because of that shitty OBS issue. But yeah, just for the sake of transparency, I may be a little wobbly, but we keep going. We'll get our delves done. Tomorrow, tackle the Underpin, and I'm hoping this new weapon buff will make up the difference, at least in terms of the DPS on him. I know they do, but I need a piece of garbage. So we got on to Avowed and got to the point where, unbeknownst to me, thinking, oh, we're just going to go check out these mines and that will lead on to the main quest thereafter. Turns out, that quest was the lead into the point of no return, which I believe we haven't hit yet. I think as I keep on going with this quest we're currently on, it will then put us into the city. We'll figure out a few things, and then it'll just let me fast travel again. And so for the afternoon, evening stream, what I think we'll do is we will get to the point where we can fast travel, and then just run about and try and grab anything else like remaining fast travel points, any side quests left over, get all of that jazz sorted. Because the other thing I discovered on a quick Google is that not only is it the point of no return, but for this game, it's one of those where once you cross the point of no return, there's no going back. As in, you can't go and explore thereafter. You're done. And because there's currently no New Game Plus kind of thing, you'll miss out on alt left. So that'll be the goal. Either it'll be one more stream this evening, or it'll be this evening and then tomorrow. But then Avowed should be done. And I have enjoyed it. I think it's overstayed its welcome a little bit, and that's more down to a lack of enemy variety more than anything else. Like, I really enjoy the combat. I think the story is nothing crazy, but I've still enjoyed it. And while there's a lot of little consequences from like the side quests and little bits you can pick up and find yourself, if you were going to mainline that main quest, I think especially between the jumps between Acts 2 and 3, save the Animancers and say, alright, go move on to this next city. And then we never saw them again in said city or anything. Kind of took away from that effort. And felt frustrating. And then when we were clearing up last stream and fighting Ludwin, seemingly out of nowhere, from my perspective, like, oh, we're doing this now. The fact she didn't have any unique drops, you know, no fancy weapon for this big built-up boss fight. Like, the fight itself was fine. She summoned ghosts, she had a few spells, did a few knockbacks. It was like, alright. The fact she didn't have any unique loot was like, that feels a little underwhelming game. That feels pretty unfortunate. Not even her armor, not a sword. Frustrating. We'll see how it wraps up. And then, as I say, we'll be moving on to Doom: The Dark Ages. Very different pace from what we've played of late on the channel. Now, I'm not the biggest when it comes to first-person shooters. Not these days. Never really was. Like, there was that period of time, you know, 360 era, when we're getting into Xbox, it was all about Halo. That's what all my mates were playing, and it was a golden time when in terms of Halo 3. The number of people in school at the time who, whether they played games regularly or didn't, that were all playing Halo, talking about Halo. It was a magical time for a nerd like myself, because it didn't matter then which category you fell into. Everyone was just kind of playing, so that was awesome. And I enjoyed my time with Halo. I'm still quite fond of it as a series. Not a die-hard fan by any means, but I enjoy it. I check in on him. And obviously, Call of Duty Modern Warfare completely changed the game. Some of the early basis for what would eventually become live games. Back then, just a lot of matchmaking and lobby stuff and the perks and progression systems, which at the time were pretty revolutionary. They'd not really been done before. Not in that way. Not that widespread neither. I enjoyed it for a time. Again, a lot of the folks who had jumped on to play Halo 3 ended up moving on to play that. So there was a big amount of people eager to do so. And I run around and hit people with a shotgun. That's kind of how I enjoyed myself. But it wore thin pretty quick. I enjoyed the campaign. But I had some very memorable moments, like crawling away from a nuke. That was impactful at the time. From what I hear since, there have been very few things that kind of come close. They've tried to, from what I understand. But Nolt's ever really hit the same since. Certainly been some good CODs over the years. What reviews and folks have talked about on various podcasts and that kind of thing, but it wasn't until Doom 2016. I'd played the odd shooter campaign here and there. Spec Ops The Line was more third person than first person, but that one I just remember really standing out.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
I think I tried like the Painkiller series at some point, which very different pace. I actually really enjoyed those. But as I say, it wasn't until Doom 2016 got a real feel for a first-person shooter campaign and really, really enjoyed it. Like way more than I expected by any means. I've said before, Doom Eternal was quite different from 2016. It was a lot more frenetic. It was a lot more difficult. So I'm very curious to see. Obviously, we've seen a lot of the reviews and stuff. We've had a lot of folks talking about Dark Ages and those differences in gameplay between the three games. But it seems like it's going to be right up my street. So I'm eager to get stuck into it. Okay, it's not triggering every hit, but when it keeps triggering, that build up, that goes up to 25. And the fact it doesn't decay is going to be pretty massive, I think, when it comes to fighting the Underpin. You know, very high chance. Sometimes I wish when a weapon said, oh, it's got a very high chance, just give me the percentage. Like, I'm not great at maths, but just give me the goddamn percentage. Why not? Come this far. In any case, I don't know if it's going to completely make the difference. Maybe the difference of like 5% or more over the course of a fight. So the longer it goes on, the more the damage it's going to do. So when we get lucky with the procs, could ramp up real sharp. Hiding under that minecart spider. Stop evading, you're right here. some more details on the upcoming changes to time walking and the Battle for Azeroth time walking that's coming in the 0.7 patch next. Interestingly, they're bumping up like health and damage across the board, like bosses and mobs in there, kind of even it out, and they're increasing the rewards you get. So rather than, from what I read, rather than 10 time walking bandages at the end, you get 25, which is a pretty chunky differentiator. Might actually find it worth doing for going for those transmogs, and because of the new BFA stuff, there's a few new transmogs in there. We'll have to see. There is going to be other stuff that patch, and by then, of course, we'll have Horrific Visions and Dastardly Duos, who may be done by Horrific Visions by then, but it depends. I don't know quite how much is going to be in them in terms of collectibles and things to gain. Hopefully it lasts us a wee bit. Okay, every 3 seconds. Not bad at all. Okay, that dot. Oh, I've got 2 overlapping. Pixel made. Should be fine. You son of a gun, go down. Not bad. Let's see what we get. Again, there's still a couple of pieces that aren't in that hero vein. Still room to grow. A pinnacle chest from our Titan keys. Yep, lovely. Don't need your cracked keystone. Don't care. Go away. Ooh, we got a map. Beautiful. Can use that for the next one.
Nice fight.
There's our crests. Lovely jubbly. Again, the crests no longer have a cap. Doesn't really matter for the gilded ones, but at least we can use it for the others. Right. Griegwald's Rest, I believe, was next. Swoosh our way over. One day I'll gain a sense of direction, but it's not this day. Also, in this past week, I've had a load of content creators, both for WoW and not for WoW, go and see from Blizzard some hands-on with player housing, and my goodness, everyone had really happy things to say. They wanted a lot of feedback at this stage. They got to look outside the house a little bit, interact with the neighbourhood a touch. At least just to see it. Different setups for the areas around the house.
Grab one of those
Truly
enchanted
start
candles
building a
and
few
see
bits
from
on the
inside.
inside. Possibility space seems to be really impressive. And again, I think it's no exaggeration to say it's going to be the biggest deal to happen to WoW ever. You know, not just hyperbole. There's nothing I think comes close to how much that's going to achieve for the game. And the level of detail and sorting through and crafting your own stuff. And they said for the launch variation of it, they want stuff for the races, they want stuff for all the classes. While that might not be every allied race, even if it's the baseline release vanilla races, which they'll probably do more than that, there's going to be a huge amount of potential customization on day one, even before we start getting into, right, what can we craft, what can we farm, what are all these different bits and bobs we can get into. But I stood in the fire. Accidentally swaps target. Bad spot. It's a bad spot for fighting these. It's that bloody candle. Come here. Move them this way. No. Come over here, you bastards. Oh, I need to activate my Delta's map as well before I forget. Focusing up for a moment. Again, in theory, if this buff can trigger off every swing, if it did, ramp up so very quickly. Almost makes me not believe a very high chance stated on the weapon. I do happily need to transmog it at some point, because at the moment it's just this goblin wrecking ball on a stick. I'm not the biggest fan of. Was there any brutes over there? Yes. Rather underpin brutes. Hit the map. Get our bonus reward. Very nice. Grab those candles. Stun him when angry. Lovely. Grab our candle. Yep. Let's bounce them through, I suppose. Grab some bits and bobs for Bran. Got to keep leveling him up. So much XP for Bran. Okay, number 3. Have another batch of candles. I'll take their candles. No candles for kobolds, only for me. My candles. Oh, thank you, Bran. You're so very generous. You miserly piece of garbage. Topped off. It triggers off AoE as well. If we can't get the Underpin down tomorrow, at least we'll have another couple of weeks of using those puzzling chips to gain some more gear. Again, I'll actually have to do some research into what trinket is probably advisable at that point, because there was just so many to choose from. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know at all. I'm sure there's one in there that folks are like, oh yes, you should probably be using this. I don't know if there'll be the difference between Raid and Mythic Plus trinkets and the specifics of what people go for. It always seems like there's one or two that really stand above the rest. So, given we only get 9 of those puzzling chips, probably be a little careful in how I spend them. Hey, you lot. And again, while the weapon will do a lot of good for fighting the Underpin, whether we take him down or not tomorrow remains to be seen. We got pretty close last week. Right, we got under 75%. And I think we were robbed. Mainly because usually he only does his shield ability, which leads him to healing like 25%. With enough time for my Wake of Ashes to have that 30-second cooldown. So I can kind of guarantee that I can bring the shield down and stop him healing. But for whatever reason, he almost did it back to back pretty much, which means I did not have the cooldown available. Couldn't get the shield, and then the run started going sideways from there. Got real messy real fast. But it was really pretty close, so I was so angry. That's the only time that's happened as well. In what, 6 weeks of attempts at pulling him? That had never happened before. Bloody nightmare. That's why I think a lot of the... What's the word? I'm blanking on it. A lot of the capabilities that mods can bring, of showing like boss ability... Triggers? Is that the right word? Order. The order at which the ability is going to be thrown at you. Right? Those help tremendously on fights like that. Because you can kind of see what's coming up. That's one of the things they said in the recent interview that they want to get into the client. which would be, as a baseline, for someone like me with no mods, very, very useful. And would make that fight a lot more manageable. At least I'd know, right, the ads are coming next, I need to make sure he's moved. Shield's coming up, need to make sure I'm nearby. That kind of thing. We'll see how much they get in. I don't expect that kind of thing to be in for the next 0.2 patch and the next series of delves. And said secret boss at the end. But for Midnight, there's every chance that we have such a feature. I mean, they also want to put damage numbers in game, which... damage meters, rather. Which, again, that's, like, the most popular of add-ons. I was surprised at, like... since that interview, how many folks have been talking numbers about it, and then going up and seeing on different add-on sites just how much a load of them have been downloading, and the numbers are pretty crazy. You've got some of the rotation helper stuff in the millions, and damage numbers being even a giant class above that. So it's a way bigger proportion of the player base than I ever gave it credit for. That's for certain. And even outside of the negative cases where people are like, oh, I need to see my damage numbers so then I can shit on others. Like, even outside of that, people just like knowing how they're doing. Big number on chart versus other people on chart is a good way to say, am I doing my spec right? How am I comparing in this dungeon? You know, all that jam. It's just, it's not a side of it I really care too much about. So it's... I've only ever really focused on the negatives of having such a thing. Not how much it does genuinely assist people. So that's on me. I need to be a little more open-minded on the matter, I suppose. But again, the more they bring in-house over time, the more that frees up their encounter design. Because it's not just raids as well that they eventually want to get to the point of it not being a requirement for one for some fights in a raid. And also frees up their design space. Because as they said in there, there's a lot of times where a boss mechanic is completely neutered or treated in a specific way because of how an add-on will show and deal with that and convey that information to a player. How it cuts down on player communication and how it changes up how they have to make bosses. If that is changed, where said add-ons are eventually removed and unable to be used in boss fight scenarios, it will open up the design space in a lot of ways for them. Which can only be good things both for raiding, for dungeoning, and of course for the Delve Pinnacle bosses as well. Again, my main concern about the Delve bosses, I just want them to be a little more unique. Zekfir was, of course, the big, monstrous Nerubian model, more crab than spider that we've seen before. Which again, first time you see it, you're like, oh, this is cool, and then you see one in the dungeon. And then you see them walking around. It's part of other quest lines, and you're like, right, this doesn't really feel like a final boss in the way that the final boss of the raid or some dungeons feels. We need to have it be more impressive for those of us like me who just do the delves. Again, new evergreen system, new pillar. Credit where credit's due. It's gone over pretty well, I think. Like, I'm engaging with the system. Huzzah! Job accomplished. And the Underpin is... like, he's alright, it's just... it's a goblin in a mech, you know? It's a goblin in a mech. Yeah, he looks like a bit of a lumberjack and he's stolen Bran's hat, but... not exactly something to write home about. I didn't realise my speed boost thing was at 30 stacks, so I'm actually really rapid right now. That all of them? Yes, that's all of them. Beautiful. Just the boss left. Kill a few in the ambush, then we'll kill the big one. Job will be a good one. Get him, T-Rex. Be involved. Or kobold. Every time it gets slightly stunned, the way his poor schnoz wobbles, I feel bad. We made so many friends with kobolds this expansion. Couple. Come on, bring out the big gun. Saving my cooldowns. This whole little guy's not triggered my weapon thing yet. That's gonna be, there it is. The vile contamination. I think that'll be the most annoying part on the Underpin, is if it takes forever for that thing to trigger, so that constant dot damage doesn't get through. It'll certainly help for the shielding, especially in those times where we're a little far away, and that tiny bit of extra damage would have pushed us through. Very much do its job there. Up, down you go. Right, big. Nope. Won't do it. I'm not wasting Wake of Ashes yet. Can't make me tiny kobolds. Swig of his beverage. Make sure you're all doing the same out there. Keep yourselves hydrated. Pardon me. Oh dear. It's looking to be a much cooler week. We're still unsure if we're actually going to get any rain, which is actually proving to be quite a problem. Lots of talks of drought. Worst it's been in decades. Jesus, there's more of them. This hasn't bugged out, has it? If I'm going to be in here fighting kobolds for an hour, I'm going to be very upset. As I say, they say in the UK there hasn't been this little rain in this period for decades now, and it's really done a number on a lot of farmers and stuff like that. Which means price jumps all over the place, water shortages, and the water companies being bastardly anyway. One of those big things where we won't necessarily feel all the consequences for a wee bit, and it's going to be nasty. It's one of those things where you look at it and go like, how are there still people in the world? You look at global warming and go, no, I don't believe it's real. And you think, the UK used to be a country where people would be begging for sun because some years you'd get sod all of it, and now we reliably get big patches of really hot sunny weather. Blows the mind. Which is good for most people, bad for me. Much nicer when things are relaxed and grey. When it gets hot over here, it gets stuffy hot most of the time. Not a fan. That's not me being like dour about it. It's just, you know, a preference and a comfort. I don't want to be a bloody snow's cold freezing, but I like not boiling alive. As exaggerated as that might sound. Being an attic, you'll see what I mean. Oh, don't stand in it. Hey, I missed the tantrum. Shit. Should be fine. Should be fine. Going behind me. He's got 6. What's that? 13k a pop. Very nice. Off me, you big bastard. Oh, I missed it again because I was too busy looking at my other shit. It's alright, he's not going to kill me. The one in the excavation site, if that gets its buff off and slaps you twice in the melee, that's dead. This fella's fine. 22k damage every 3 seconds. It's very tasty. Hey, there you go. And we get our fancy bonus chest as well. Open sesame, Bran.
I'll give you a hand with this one.
Unlikely to get lucky on a piece of gear, but we get our crests. Another back piece. And this time is sickly yellow oozy goblin backpack. Don't like it. Looks like a witch's face in the goblin's face. Crooked nose. Nemesis box. The gilded stash. Thank you. Then our hidden trove. Whoa! 20 crests? That's a pretty big deal. That is an upgrade. You know what I mean? That is an upgrade of its own. That's pretty good. Still don't know where to take this priceless thing. At some point, I'm going to have to Google that and find out. We also found Chester, tiny kobold friend who is now our pet. When it's small humanoids and literal children, always feels weird having them be in our pet inventory, but such as it is. Welcome, Chester. I suppose when we get to player housing, we'll set you up in a room somewhere. Give you some furry friends. What did that give me? 39 now. That's 2 upgrades and then on the way to a third. We get another 7 from 39. 46. Yeah, that'll be 3 upgrades potentially. Or 2 for the higher level ones. Right, let's get ourselves to Skittering Breach. I'll take a flight path to the Aegis Wall. Take a quick bio break as we fly over. Where's the nearest flight path? That's way behind me. Might be at me, where are you? Alright, these are their golem friends and the... Yes, happy giant. Big earthy smile, lovely fellow.
Our forged paths intertwine.
Alright, stretch your legs, refill your beverage. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'll see you soon. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Get me a tip back up. Oi. Right. Skittering Breach. I've always liked this one. It was that real first intro to seeing a load of the new Nerubian stuff this time around. Hang on, which way around was it to get in? It's been a bit. But seeing all that architecture for the first time, kind of preempting us for Ashkahet, was really cool. And I'm hoping the assumably 2 delves they do for the next patch will be a lot of digging deep into the ethereal theme. I mean, who knows, there might be a bear cave over there, but crazy void bears might be alright. But let's hope it'll be a little more than that.
Those ships are coming for us.
Oh. I don't know why, Bran. Gotta keep on moving. Always be moving. Suddenly a very active delve. There you go. Have a gold pile here. Oh, it's the one where we confront the speaker at 3 various points. Wasn't a big fan of this one. Kind of because you go to each point, talk to him, slap him about a bit, a load of dudes come in, rinse and repeat a few times. Does mean you can avoid ads, but given we have to hunt down these treasure buggers anyway. I missed that they had those super rares and took them out. I liked those. Yeah, they were tough. In some cases they were annoyingly tough, but it changed it up a little bit. Whereas now they're just... We haven't seen one at all this season, which just feels unfortunate. Again, I liked the challenge. I know a lot of people struggled. And again, we got very lucky as fighting them on Paladin tends to be a wee bit easier. Damn it, no, you won't be able to shoot me inside, surely. Ah. Speaker! Get out of it. If memory serves, he doesn't change up his moves. So you see him 3 times, it'd be a good opportunity, so every time he does more moves, but no. Shoots his waves, does his spin. Building on it each time would have been more impressive, like he gets more corrupted by the void each time. Would be a way to go, that kind of thing. Foolish initiates. Back to the farm. Retreat. Second wave, a little unnecessary. Beautiful. Gonna have that bag for Bran. Oh, there's a 3rd wave. Why? Feels like padding at that point. I don't need the 3rd wave. I'm going to be fighting him 3 more times anyway. Get rid of that robot. You leave Bran alone. Leave Bran alone. There you are. Not even any XP. What a waste.
Those ships are coming for us.
I'm by the way, Bran. sorted. Right, and the underpin fellas over here. Nay, so we're alright ignoring that pile. How many's left? 2 more. I see one up there on the hill. Oh, yeah, speaker. Here we go again. You'll be fine, Bran. Take the stun. You'll be fine. About halfway. Right, off he goes. Now the repel bar's there. No waves this time? Or are they taking a moment? No waves this time, fantastic. But more to kill. Get his buff off, but it's fine. We just keep him stunned. Kibran. One of the WoW shows as well for horrific visions. We can get Thorodormi, the Bronze Dragon, to come in with us if we're solo to be like the same vein of what Bran does, like healer, DPS, or tank. Which is a pretty nice little bonus. And Thorodormi's kind of been around for a while. Actually do a little bit of adventuring with us, quite nice. No, you big bastard. It is quite exciting that Wednesday we'll just have a new avenue to play through. Probably be a once a week thing. Do a few. I don't know how long they're going to take. Going through Stormwind and or Orgrimmar, and how much they change each time. I have no idea. I never did them before, so it's all going to be new to me. Shall I say, it's very exciting. Assuming and hopefully it all runs well and works straight away. Which you'd think, given the amount of time since this patch's launch, they have that. Whoa! Suddenly loads of damage. They've had that time to sort things out there and make sure it's all running smoothly. Would be the bloody hope. Keep it on. Lovely, and that gold pile.
Those ships are coming for us.
No, I didn't mean to. I was just looking up there. There isn't a gold pile up there. Son of a bitch. Alright. Go kill all these over here then. Get some ore on the way. Our profession stashes are extremely low. This might hurt. Oh, yeah, bubble. Here AoE quickly. AoE quickly. Hey, we got there. It's all fine. One bites the dust. Did you wee little bastard or big bastard come in? Do not want to fight all of that at once. Shit, what did I just say? Get him around the corner. Shouldn't need to go that way and fall then. I think we just take these and go back the other way. Occasional auto-attack boots. Very unpleasant. Got an aspect of these that I wish wasn't as horrific. Wow, tongue. Can't words right now. You know the word I'm trying to say. Not often. Horrific. I'm not going to spend the next half hour. In my head, I will. I'll be like, how the f did I pronounce that word? It is perfect. Horrific. No. We give up. Surrender. No more. Talking about that new, like, immigration test. English language test. The irony being the number of people here who would fail it. Can't imagine I necessarily fail it, but I certainly would struggle with bits, judging by that. Who's angry at you, Bran? Oh, it's his robot. Okay, we need to get to that gold pile and that gold pile. Okay. Gonna let him explode. The respawn point. Beautiful. There he is. Call your agent, please. Not enough of this. It's that big fella rotating through. It's not. Oh, Bran. Tiny robot got involved. Why are you like this? Oh no, bot. Why are you like this? Okay, mind out for the shade. Bran. What am I holding? But give up for now. Just holding nothing in the air, just fists raised to the sky. For seemingly no reason.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
You're a liar, Bran. You're an absolute fiend. last one as well. Don't mind the presents. Mind the selfie. Come on, angry voidy stacks. Contaminate him. Real big RNG element to that. I just felt like it would be more consistent. Come on, Shade, keep moving. Oh, we didn't have to go in that way. All right. Speaker. You spin. Will be snoot. Again. The music, fantastic. Better served if he did anything more impressive. He's got 9 stacks to the damn 10. When it wants to work, works pretty bloody well. And down you go. Enough spinning for you. There we go. Right, Bran, get us that booty.
I'll give you a hand with this one.
Thank you. Okay. Nemesis box.
Fantastic.
Not to run home for. And our gilded one for more crests. Oh, little bag for Bran. No XP. I'm sorry, Bran. You're being robbed. Hey, that's better. The video game problem of, oh, here's this giant room of gold. Here, have 20 gold, sir. I can probably pocket more than that, but alright, game. Right, now to the excavation site. Which I'm happy to do. I do enjoy that one. And again, if we wanted all of the rewards possible, we'd do 4 more delves at tier 11, but I'm happy with just the 2 potential roll options. A 3rd one each time might have sped up the process, but again, I'm not going to bang my head against the brick wall when I don't feel like it. I'm in no rush yet. We'll see with the Underpin. We get towards like, oh, 0.2 patch has been announced. It's coming in 4 weeks. Like, well, shit, we're going to have to really barrel in.
We've got another.
I've been using Flying
incursion,
Horsey from Legion
and
for a
we
while
need
now. I probably
some.
want to change up my flying mount at some point. Maybe for the next transmog set after we get the Underpin down. Get something ethereal themed. So, or at least very bandage themed.
Cataract River is known for its wildlife and waterfalls.
That's some of that gladiator gear from the Varian Logash stuff that was on the trading post at one point. Some of that be alright. I don't know what mount would go with that. We probably have an ethereal-ish voidy purple mount somewhere. Or at the very least, by the time we get through some horrific visions, we will. So I know some of the rewards in there are void versions of loads of mounts. There's giant worms. There's the old store mount. That was the golden Heart of the Aspect Dragon. There's a void version of that in there. There's one of the lynxes. We did just get a lynx, though, to be fair. There's a wolf as well. There's all kinds of stuff. I think the only transmog rewards I've seen are the from the tier set at the time, and they're all voidy and tentacle themed, so not my jam. We'll collect them, I'm sure, but not necessarily my jam. We'll see if there's any surprises in there as well, to be fair, though. Yeah, more than anything else, I'm just curious to see the visions and the lore implications they gave back then, especially when it comes to characters like Ilaria apparently being involved a bit. Right, last one. Oh, don't be the drill one. Don't be that really shitty drill one. It was so bad and took so long.
Go, go!
It's rescuing survey teams. That's not the drills, right? That's not the drills. As I was saying the other week, the drill one, you just have to stand around for so long on so many of them. It just took the piss.
Treasure here.
Shut up, Brad. Don't believe you. A few too many. Just a few. It'll be fine. Just keep AoE. Just keep spinning. Oh, bubble. Yep, I'll go eat Bran. That's fine. Bran can take it. It'll be fine. Beautiful. No, stop spitting red goop at me. Don't pull that eel, Bran. Don't want it. Don't want to deal with it. Bran! You fucker! Sometimes, Bran. Sometimes. Bring him down. Get rid of it. Nasty eel. Right, the wormy mount I mentioned was just a big one of them. Maybe with more teeth. many. Again. Oh, don't pull that big fucker as well. Oh, no. Now it's a problem. With the elite here as well. Oh, there goes the emergency supply. The black hole. No. Just keep swimming. Oh, and there's dots and all sorts of shit on me. It's an aberration, so I don't think I can actually stun it with repentance. Can I? No, I can't. Stop slapping with your tentacles, please. It's highly inappropriate for a morning stream. There you go. Now the big bastard. I don't feel like going slapping the rare. I don't need his ability. It's fine. Oh, I pulled them all again. That was on me, Bran. That one, that was me. Gunned him too early, or too late, rather. No, bubble time, bubble time. Hey, I'm good. Woo. Goblin saved. Hey, you next. Lovely jubbly.
Welcome.
Be free, survey team member. Be free. That's where the boss is. Did I miss one? Oh no, there's more before the boss. That's fine. Should be the other survey member in there. And there's one Underpin group left. No, Snake, I didn't even see him. I'm running through. I'm ignoring them. Okay, there's the survey team member. And the last Underpin gold pile as well. We could have up these, clear things out, get back to Dawn to go, check out our upgrades, call it for the morning. No, no Shadow Blast. No, thank you. Oh, big fucker. Just pulling into the camera. No, thank you. I know you're firing at. Son of a bitch. He's done it again. There was no need. He didn't actually pull any, he just fired nearby, I suppose. Too many tentacles. No.
They'll maybe using that.
Thank you, Bran. A little rope shooting out to save me. Literally pulled me out of a tentacle. That's pretty good. Tentacles at being out and nearby and actually interacting with that black hole makes it way more dangerous in a way that's pretty fun. No, beef the jump. No. Yeah, that's everybody cleared out. The many-eyed, stalky bugger. Scary, but not actually that dangerous. Destroy the tentacles. I should have done the eyeball one first. They tend to be the more dangerous. But I'm sure it's fine. Bit of potion. By tentacle 1. Where's eyeball tentacle? Come here. Stop rending my mind. It will seem to go down to AoE. That's all good. Mine the bits on the floor. Kill the eyeball. And big eyeball. I haven't noticed what the bar under his health is filling towards. It was just that spray into the air and around us. Not that threatening. Yeah, it's just the barrage. Well, that could be more dangerous. I mean, again, especially now we're at tier 11 on some of the delves, they just need to be more dangerous. They need to have abilities that require me to deal with them, not just, you know, take half a step to the right and not really care. Again, I'm hoping just with more time and the other expansions. But at some point, the excuse of, oh, this is the first time they've used this feature will fall flat. Come on, Bran. Get that door open. Dink. Not crazy, but we'll take them. Schneef. We have free schneefs now. Any other schneefs we get, go to the bank. Warbound gear. Bum, bum, bum. That's soulbound? It is soulbound. Right. That one can wall bank. The rest can sell. Alright, that's our delving done for the day. Let's get back to Donegal. Bob by Dagrans. Hand in our pinnacle discs. That of a weekly cash as well. Yep. Some more coffer key. We are at 11, so we're still solid for him. It was a nice bit of story as we were going through these for a number of weeks. A shame it ended where at all, really, but you know, at some point it had to.
I'll contemplate what we talked about.
Oh, thanks, Dagran. That's very kind of you. Where's my chest? Where's my booty? Where'd it go? There you go. Lovely. I'll buy Elise. In no hurry to spend my undercoins and whatnot. We'll figure that out down the line as we get closer to the 0.2 patch. And such things reset one way or another. A flyby of Tarib and Garib, you sons of bitches. Take my garbage.
I have calibrated my prices to be reasonable.
Not reasonable when you ask me for null stones. I'll forever be livid about it. I'm not apologising.
Hello. Good luck, friend.
Get your half-stone voice. Let's see what we can do.
The skies call to me.
Those. Not spending that there. No, 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 no.
It is a world of wonders.
This world is
Yeah,
vast
see what
and
we can do.
wondrous.
All the hero stuff. Do I have anything not hero? That's just the other crests. Yes, this one. That to level 4. Very nice.
If needed, I will
I
answer
can now
the call.
trade ruined for gilded. Ooh! That's pretty
I will
good.
do my duty.
Ooh! Upgrading the weapon upgrades the damage for the ability. That's pretty tasty. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna have to go for. Helmet next. Okay, so none of my stuff requires runes now. All gilded. Which means I
Stay
can
vigilant.
transmute said rune. It's 45 for 15, you Robin bastard. I suppose that's the same as the other conversion ones. I don't know why I was buying the blue ones at some point. I think I just misunderstood and fucked myself. It was 15 for 15, so I think I was alright. Still barely chunked the Valor Stones. That's pretty good. 662.
Until
It's small, but it's upgrading. Bob our spares into the warbank. Ready for the underpin tomorrow. Call it for the morning.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Lovely.
My thanks for your patronage.
Alright. Oh, what is it, Postmaster? Oh, it's the crest person. Vakshan. Could have just told me we were in your building. Bastard got me some Valor Stones. Should have given me some crests. I suppose we can just keep that for down the line. Don't need it right now. But excellent. With that then, folks, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed yourselves, don't forget to hit that like button. Help push the video through the algorithm so more folks come hang out, play some games with us. Subscribe for more content here on the channel. On the weekdays, we're at 9 AM GMT with some World of Warcraft, and between 4 and 6 in the evenings we start up with other games. Currently finishing off Avowed before we get into Doom the Dark Ages, and you can find playlists to all the other games we've covered, including various WoW patches, right here on the channel to binge to your heart's content. So until next time, folks, much love, take care, and bye-bye.
Cover for me. I got a whiz behind a